Students, welcome back to my channel. I hope you have understand how to configure static routing using three routers, and now we are going to configure routing information protocol using three routers. Let's see what is the difference between static routing as well as RIP, that is routing information protocol. So routing information protocol is also known as dynamic routing. Okay, so static routing means a routing pattern will be a user defined. That means we have to define the we have to define the path. That means from source to destination we have to define the source to destination path. That means this router can access only this part alone. Suppose a system wants to access this system, so he must access this router. From router there may be a connection to other system. That means this router should know the path for this router. Okay, so that means we have to define the path from source to destination. That's why we are calling as a static routing. That is, here if you see, we are going to define. So in previous class, if you see the video, so if you see here, in static we are going to define. So that means this the information is static on each and every router. Now in routing information protocol we are going to configure as, there is the major difference between static routing as well as in dynamic routing. In static routing, a user has to define the routes from source to destination, whereas in dynamic routing a user does not define the actual path. So if you see in previous videos, so each and every router you have to update the information. See here, we have defining the path from source to destination. Suppose a user wants to access data from here, from system 1 to system 2. So then he must able to transfer data to the primary router, that is router 1. Since we are getting information from this router needs information about the second routers where the destination data has to transfer. So that means we are defining the path from source to destination. Here also we have defined the IP addresses, that is 192.168.2.10, and here also we have defined the IP address for this router 192.168.2.11. Okay, right. So second point, so no complex algorithm used to figure out the shortest path. Yes, of course. So this static routing doesn't need any algorithm to define the shortest path to transfer the data from source to destination, right? Whereas in dynamic routing, we require a program, we require a some algorithm to transfer your data from source to destinations, right? Right. Regarding the security, third point. So static routing is more secure, whereas in dynamic routing. Okay, so since we are configuring this static routing as a static IP addresses, so it doesn't change. So whereas in dynamic routing it is automatically changed whenever a router updates the network informations, right? Okay, regarding the automation, static routing is a manual process. Yes, of course, we are defining the manual IP addresses for each and every router, source to destination, source to destination. Whereas in dynamic routing it doesn't require automation process. Okay, so since it is a automatic process, automatically assigning the IP addresses for each and every system, right? Okay, so regarding applicability, static routing is used in small networks, right? We are using in local area networks, or within the building or within the office. We are defining a small networks, right? So whereas in dynamic routing, we require whereas a dynamic routing uh, configures in large area network like metropolitan area network or maybe a wide area network. Okay, so regarding the protocols, right, a static routing may not follow any specific protocols. So whereas a dynamic uh, routing follows most of the protocols like border gateway protocol, routing information protocol, and EIGRP protocol, that is exterior gateway routing protocols, right? Okay. So now let us configure a routing information table. Okay. So for my convenience, I have pre-configured all these routers. That is the basic things I have labeled for each and every router and switches. Okay. Now we need to define the IP addresses for each and every routing table. Right. Open the laptop, go to IP configuration. So here I have labeled as 1.5. So configure 192.168.1.5 as IP address, since our subnet mask is 255.255.250, since we are using a LAN network IP address. So this is our route, that is this is our tunnel. Actually this is the primary router for these two systems. So that is why the main gateway is 192.168.1.1. It is 192.168.1.1 is our gateway, right? First system we have configured successfully, right? For second system also we have to configure in similar manner. So 192.168.1.6, give tab, and our gateway is 192.168.1 dot, sorry, actually 1.1. Okay, right, we have configured these two systems. Now we are going to configure these systems. So everything you have to configure in similar manner. I hope you know how to configure these things. Right. So we have configured these systems. Now I'm going to configure the server IP address. One 192.168.3.5. So our gateway is 192.168.3.1, and go to this configuration, desktop IP configuration, 192.168.3.6, and our gateway is 192.168.3.1, and go to this laptop, go to desktop IP configuration, 192.168.3.7, this is 192.168.3.1, right? Right. So we have configured all the PCs. Now we are going to configure the router. Coming to this point, so starting from first router, go to, since this is our tunnel, we are connected through a fast Ethernet 0/0. So click on fast Ethernet 0/0 interfaces. So first switch on the router and define the IP address 192.168.1.1. Give tab, since this IP address belongs to LAN network. So automatically the subnet mask will be assigned, that is 255.255.255.0, right? Okay. So now this router connected to another network, so we need to configure this section. So we are we are connected through a serial cable, okay, serial 2/0. So in previous class I have connected to a copper crossover cable. So suppose if a network is located, uh, for example, this network located in Vanembadi and this network located in Ambur. So we cannot connect two ends of the cable using a cable. So it requires more amount to configure this network. We require more number of cables since the distance is long. So we are going to connect with serial cable, that is already pre-configured telephone cable. So for that I have uh, used this cable, that is serial DC cable, to connect the routers, two end of the routers. Okay, if you see here, the timer is there. If you see, the timer is there. Since this timer is nothing but a clock pulses for your serial cable, right? So first we need to configure this serial 2/0. Click on serial 2/0, 10.0.0.1, okay, and click on. Since this this router requires a timer, so we can define the clock rate also. You can define any number of classes. So for my convenience, I'm going to use 64,000 clock rate, right? Okay. So now we are going to configure the second router. Open the router, go to config. So here this end are connected to SE2/0. So click on SE2/0. On this end doesn't require any clock rate. Okay. So therefore I'm not going to configure this clock rate. Now we are going to configure this IP address, that is 10.0.0.2, and give tab. Since this network is a WAN network, our IP that is the subnet mask is 255.0.0.0, right? So again these routers are connected to another end, that is serial 3/0. So we need to configure 3/0, and here if you see a small timer, therefore this end requires a clock rate. So actually this clock rate defines the pulses for each and every network. Okay, so maybe I will explain you this in next class, that is the next session. So this IP address are 20.0.0.1, right? You tab. Okay, so we have configured this section. Now we have to configure this point 0/0. So switch on. So 192.168.2.1, that is 192.168.2.1. Give tab. Right, we have configured successfully. Now I'm going to configure the last router. So first I'm going to configure 0/0 3.1 series. Switch on. Don't forget to switch on 192.168.3.1. Give tab. So this router connected to another end, that is serial 2/0. 2/0. Since this end doesn't require any clock rate, okay, is 20.0.0.2. Since this is the WAN network, our IP addresses are 20.0.0.2, right? So I have configured successfully for three different routers. Okay, if you see, all our symbols have been green. Okay, green colored. So if I check from this system to this system, I receive a successful message. If I check from primary router to this PC, initially it get failed, If I check from this PC to this, I receive successful. If I check from this PC to this PC, still I receive successful. If I check from this router to this router, I'm getting failed. If you check second time also, still I'm getting failed. If you check from this to this, successful, since it is a local configuration. Okay, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure from this PC to this PC failed. Okay, I check from this to this failed. So I'm going to configure this router to a routing information protocols, all these three routers. For that, you have to open the first router, go to second option, that is routing information protocol. You have static and another one is dynamic. So now I'm going to click on routing information protocol. So you can define here the IP addresses. So keep in mind students, you have to define the network ID alone, not the IP address of each and every systems. Okay, so I will show you how to do this. So IP address means this network belongs to a 192.168.1.1 series, and this network belongs to a 192.168.2.0 series, and this network belongs to a 3.0 series. Okay, so if I define 192.168.1.0 series, the IP addresses ranges from 1 to 255, right? Okay, so here I'm going to define this router connected to ends of, that is two different networks. So for two different networks, I have to define the network ID, that is 192.168.1.0. So click on add. Now this router is connected to second network, that is this network. So that means this network belongs to 10.10 dot, that is 0.0.0.0, 10.0. Click add. Successfully we have added two different networks, right? Now I'm going to configure this middle router. Open the router, go to RIP routing informations. Since this routers connect three different networks, okay, so click on that. So that is first I'm going to configure 192.168.2.0. This is the first network. The second network is 10.0.0.0. Click add, and another network is 20.0.0.0. 20.0.0.0. Okay, so successfully we have configured three different networks, and last one we have to configure this router. For the router, go to RIP, that is here two different networks are connected. So 192.168.3.0, click add. So 192.168, sorry, so another network is 20.0.0.0. Okay, right. Successfully we have configured all the three routers. Now let us check whether it is working or not. So initially from first system to second, initially it gets failed, since it takes 5 to 10 seconds to configure each and every router. So if I check second time, I get successful. If I check from this to this, successful. If I check from this to this, successful. If I check from this to this, successful, right? So you can check in simulation mode. So if you check from simulation mode, 1 to successful. If you check in simulation mode, the play. So see here, the packet has transmitted from source to destinations, right? Initially it is requested, it passes from router 1 to router 2, and this router 2 transfer the information to router 3. From router 3 it passes to a switch. From switch the message will be delivered to the destination machine, right? Okay, so there is another way to check whether it is uh, a routing information protocol. So if you see here, the router R shows the actual path. That means this router acting as a dynamic routing, that is 20.0.0 via 10.0.0. So to pass this network, it have to travel this network, that is the next hop for your network. We have not defined this path, but to travel data from this network, that is 20.0.0, so where, so travel via this network, this is hop, the end hop. Okay, right? So if you open the router using in CLI mode, go to, that is command line interface. So here you have to type show IP route. If you see here, my network paths are defines the routing information table. If you see here, R is nothing but a RIP, that is routing information protocol. Successfully we have configured our all the three routers using dynamic routing, right? Thank you, students. Hope you will understand. If you have any doubts, please comment on my YouTube or WhatsApp my number. Thank you.